He hears, by means of the divine ear element, purified and surpassing the human, both kinds of sounds, divine and human, whether near or far. He knows the awareness of other beings, other individuals, having encompassed it with his own awareness. He discerns a mind with passion as a mind with passion, and a mind without passion as a mind without passion. He discerns a mind with aversion as a mind with aversion, and a mind without aversion as a mind without aversion. He discerns a mind with delusion as a mind with delusion, and a mind without delusion as a mind without delusion. He discerns a restricted mind as a restricted mind, and a scattered mind as a scattered mind. He discerns an enlarged mind as an enlarged mind, and an unenlarged mind as an unenlarged mind. He discerns an excelled mind, one that is not at the most excellent level, as an excelled mind, and an unexcelled mind as an unexcelled mind. He discerns a concentrated mind as a concentrated mind, and an unconcentrated mind as an unconcentrated mind. He discerns a released mind as a released mind, and an unreleased mind as an unreleased mind. He recollects his manifold past lives, lit, previous homes, i.e., 1 birth, 2 births, 3 births, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100, 1000, 100,000, many eons of cosmic contraction, many eons of cosmic expansion, many eons of cosmic contraction and expansion, recollecting, there I had such a name, belonged to such a clan, had such an appearance. Such was my food, such my experience of pleasure and pain, such the end of my life. Passing away from that state, I re-arose there. There too I had such a name, belonged to such a clan, had such an appearance. Such was my food, such my experience of pleasure and pain, such the end of my life. Passing away from that state, I re-arose here. Thus he remembers his manifold past lives in their modes and details. He sees, by means of the divine eye, purified and surpassing the human, beings passing away and reappearing, and he discerns how they are inferior and superior, beautiful and ugly, fortunate and unfortunate in accordance with their karma, these beings, who were endowed with bad conduct of body, speech, and mind, who reviled the noble ones, held wrong views and undertook actions under the influence of wrong views, with the breakup of the body, after death, have reappeared in the plane of deprivation, the bad destination, the lower realms, in hell. But these beings, who were endowed with good conduct of body, speech, and mind, who did not revile the noble ones, who held right views and undertook actions under the influence of right views, with the breakup of the body, after death, have reappeared in the good destinations, in the heavenly world. Thus, by means of the divine eye, purified and surpassing the human, he sees beings passing away and reappearing, and he discerns how they are inferior and superior, beautiful and ugly, fortunate and unfortunate in accordance with their karma. Through the ending of the mental fermentations, he remains in the fermentation-free awareness release and discernment release, having known and made them manifest for himself right in the here and now. These, Brahman, are the 10 inspiring qualities expounded by the Blessed One, the one who knows, the one who sees, worthy and rightly self-awakened. In whoever among us these 10 qualities are found, we now honor, respect, revere, and venerate him. Honoring and respecting him, we live in dependence on him. When this was said, the Brahman Vasakara, the Magadhan administrator, turned to General Upananda and said, "What do you think, General? Do these venerable ones honor what should be honored, respect what should be respected, revere what should be revered, venerate what should be venerated?" Of course they honor what should be honored, respect what should be respected, revere what should be revered, venerate what should be venerated. For if they did not honor, respect, revere, or venerate a person like this, then what sort of person would they honor, respect, revere, and venerate? On what sort of person, honor and respecting, would they live in dependence? Then the Brahman Vasakara, the Magadhan administrator, said to Venerable Ananda, "But where are you staying now, Master Ananda?" "I am now staying at the bamboo grove, Brahman." "I trust, Master Ananda, that the bamboo grove is delightful, quiet, free of noise, with an air of isolation, remote from human beings, and appropriate for retreat." "Certainly, Brahman, the bamboo grove is delightful, quiet, free of noise, with an air of isolation, remote from human beings, and appropriate for retreat because of guardians and protectors like yourself." "Certainly, Master Ananda, the bamboo grove is delightful, quiet, free of noise, with an air of isolation, remote from human beings, and appropriate for retreat because of venerable ones who are endowed with mental absorption, jhana, who make mental absorption their habit." "You venerable ones are both endowed with mental absorption, and make mental absorption your habit." Once, Venerable Ananda, Master Gotama was staying near Vasali in the peaked-roofed pavilion in the Great Wood. I went to him at the peaked-roofed pavilion in the Great Wood, and there he spoke in a variety of ways on mental absorption. Master Gotama was both endowed with mental absorption and made mental absorption his habit. In fact, he praised mental absorption of every sort. It wasn't the case, Brahman, that the Blessed One praised mental absorption of every sort, nor did he criticize mental absorption of every sort. And what sort of mental absorption did he not praise? There is the case where a certain person dwells with his awareness overcome by sensual passion, seized with sensual passion. He does not discern the escape, as it actually is present, from sensual passion once it has arisen. Making that sensual passion the focal point, he absorbs himself with it, absorbs, resorbs, and supersorbs himself with it. He dwells with his awareness overcome by ill will. He dwells with his awareness overcome by sloth and drowsiness. He dwells with his awareness overcome by restlessness and anxiety. He dwells with his awareness overcome by uncertainty, seized with uncertainty. He does not discern the escape, as it actually is present, from uncertainty once it has arisen. Making that uncertainty the focal point, he absorbs himself with it, absorbs, resorbs, and supersorbs himself with it. This is the sort of mental absorption that the Blessed One did not praise. And what sort of mental absorption did he praise? There is the case where a monk, quite withdrawn from sensuality, withdrawn from unskillful, mental, qualities, enters and remains in the first jhana, rapture and pleasure born from withdrawal, accompanied by directed thought and evaluation. With the stilling of directed thoughts and evaluations, he enters and remains in the second jhana, rapture and pleasure born of concentration, unification of awareness free from directed thought and evaluation, internal assurance. With the fading of rapture, he remains equanimous, mindful, and alert, and senses pleasure with the body. He enters and remains in the third jhana, of which the noble ones declare, equanimous and mindful, he has a pleasant abiding. With the abandoning of pleasure and pain, as with the earlier disappearance of elation and distress, he enters and remains in the fourth jhana, purity of equanimity and mindfulness, neither pleasure nor pain. This is the sort of mental absorption that the Blessed One praised. It would seem, Venerable Ananda, that Master Gotama criticized the mental absorption that deserves criticism, and praised that which deserves praise. Well, now, Master Ananda, I must be going. Many are my duties, many the things I must do. Then do, Brahman, what you think it is now time to do. So the Brahman Vasakara, the Magadhan administrator, delighting and rejoicing in what Venerable Ananda had said, got up from his seat and left. Then, not long after he had left, Moggallana the Guardsman said to Venerable Ananda, Master Ananda, you still haven't answered what I asked you. Didn't I just tell you, Brahman? There isn't any one monk endowed in each and every way with the qualities with which the Blessed One, worthy and rightly self-awakened, was endowed. For the Blessed One was the arouser of the unarisen path, the begetter of the unbegotten path, the expounder of the unexpounded path, the knower of the path, the expert with regard to the path, adept at the path. And now his disciples follow the path and become endowed with it after him.